Hello and welcome back to the stream of Star Trek Across the Unknown, or Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. So, we are going to be starting a new playthrough today, so as of recording this, kind of 1.7 dropped yesterday, I believe it was, which was their latest major update, adding a few new things, such as the Delta flying. And again, it's a perfect opportunity to go through and start a new playthrough. Another reason why we are starting a new playthrough is because my old computer that I was using for recording stuff decided to die and took the hard drive and everything with it, so gives us
a few
an
days back,
opportunity for a
this
brand new
Captain
save. So
Janeway
I'd like to
breezes
spend a
into
little bit
my
more in a
cozy
minute
penal
and let
colony
this
like she owns the
get
place.
started.
She's stern and smells like coffee and regulations. And the kicker? She's served with my old man on the Albatani. Turns out her security chief, Tuvok, was playing spy on a Maquis ship that vanished in the Badlands. Now Janeway needs that missing ship found, and because of my past associations, I'm apparently the resident expert on the Badlands. I find the missing Maquis. She puts in a good word for me at my next parole review. Simple. Still, the view is infinitely better than a holding cell. It's not every day you get a front row seat on a brand new Intrepid-class starship's maiden voyage. The USS Voyager. Might even get to touch the helm.
Right, so as I was mentioning, obviously my old computer died, so it gives us a perfect opportunity to get a bit of an upgrade and to start a new playthrough with all the new bits that have been updated as well, all the little fixes and stuff. So it'd be nice to have a go at it and see what it's like. So again, this is going to be episode 1, start a new playthrough. So welcoming to Voyager. So I'll go through these bits of text on here. Again, for those who watched before, we'll skip through this quite quickly because we've been through this before. So I'll skip the first bit. So, setting course into the Badlands, and we'll get this playthrough started. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starship. Captain Jamie observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Or is she? So we're picking up a vessel on the sensors. So again, this is kind of the pre-log to them getting sent into the Delta Quadrant. Also, there's no spoilers there for people who are watching this. It's a random space anomaly going and pushing us into regions unknown. So come with that major hull damage, transporters are offline. Not got a doctor. And we're in grey mode, so we've not got much deuterium and our power is on minimals. Right, so I've got these tutorials we can go through. So, photography. Again, we've done this before, so I will try and do as quick as possible. But I said, hopefully the new computer things should a bit more smoothly. There was a bit of jutteriness last time when recording, so hopefully these look a bit, and I've kind of pushed the graphics right up to the top, so it should make it a nice look for everybody watching. So life support's failing. Let's find a source of deuterium. So as we did before, right click and scan all the things. So navigate to it basically by pressing 1 and right click it. You get a little task that comes up sometimes depending on what it is. So for those who haven't played this before, this is kind of it's a little bit turn based. So it's like a turn-based RPG survival game where it's set in the Star Trek Voyager universe. So there's a few things, so resources all tend to be a bit scarce. So up here you've got Bognanites, which doesn't really bother us yet, Boundale gel packs, science points, dilithium and deuterium. So deuterium is the main resource that you need for kind of moving around. It provides you energy and bits like that. You've then also got energy, battery, which we'll come on to in a bit, and then a few other bits like food, tritanium for manufacturing, and deuterium, geranium even for manufacturing. So the way most of this works, if you've not played before, is, as I said, it is kind of turn based, and you'll come into a system, a bit like this one. They are semi-randomly based, so each time you play through it'll be a slightly different playthrough for those like replayability, and you will go through, collect resources, and it's a balance kind of between collecting resources, balancing, so between collecting resources, balancing your manufacture, your research, and spending too much time in an area where your crew will start to get a bit upset and risk mutiny. So for each little task planet you can come up to it kind of gives you normally these little options. As you progress your ship, for example when you rebuild the torpedo bay, it gives you more options to get more, but normally at a higher kind of risk and reward rate. So these are allowances, this one, and focus on salvaging from other parts of the ship. So this one wasn't really anything, got 70% distribution reward, so in total stored, and then that will, up there in a second I believe, update. So now I've got a bit of deuterium, as it shows up here. I can go onto my main engineering, and I can bring my warp core to tier 1, which will give us enough energy to get a few things going again. So scan for life signs, scan the array, so again this kind of just goes through the basics of your energy and stuff. You can pause there if you want to look at it. So we will have things, so collect geranium to repair the transport rooms. I'm looking on here, so I've got geranium there, I've got geranium over here as well. So I'm going to go and collect this one that's just a little bit out of the way, so I'm fine on deuterium for a little bit. Grab that from an abandoned mining station. So this one got a 45% reward because it kind of goes into the lower bit, so you can see it kind of like a D&D role system where you can either get your full reward, or there might be some bits where you lose crew and bits like that. Let's get down to repairing that, which in this case it's done straight away. Most of the time you'll find when you're repairing stuff it takes a little bit of time to get things done. And that's arrived back at the array. So another part of the game is your away missions. So at the moment obviously I have only got Paris and Kim to choose from, but as you progress you'll get opportunities for more characters, and depending on what path you take will depend on which characters you get. They'll also increase in rank or decrease or die depending on how you do these missions. So the way it kind of works, if I look on here I can kind of see what skills I'm going to need to complete the 4 parts of the mission, this one. So I'm looking at there and I kind of know that I'm going to need to science next really. So if I click on there it kind of shows you the likelihood of it happening. For these both about the same, so I'm going to look for any footprints or strange noises. And as you can see, even though it really had it, there can still be a chance for you getting a failure on it depending on what your luck is that day. As you do a mission, your people tend to get a bit fatigued or get a bit tired. So like I said, this one is going to be the best option with Paris being a bit fatigued, so his outcome is a less likely chance of being successful. And there are ones where you can obviously have both together. So like this one I could have both together. However, again, looking at these, is there one? So we'll do this one for now to show you. So obviously I can't fail this one. There is a chance I can get a upgraded reward, but as I said, this one now will leave me probably with those 2 fatigues for the last one. So that one I've got a chance of failing, so that's the better one. So from that, I've got a little readout. Got a total of experience, which has upgraded both of those to level 2. Obviously, the more you use them in away missions and bits like that, the higher they'll get and the better they will get at certain tasks. So you can have a try and probably get your crew to level up kind of roundly with everybody getting ranks, or you could try and go into specific crew, making them kind of your elite ones. So 2 new recruits, Tuvok and Chakotay. So again, with my new PC, it's actually running a lot smoother than it was before, which it should do really. It was a good, probably 10 years older computer I was using before, so it was due to go, but as I said, one of the reasons why there has been a lack of videos is because I did have a load of videos recorded and planned. However, with that computer dying and taking a hard drive with it, it means that all those were lost. So that's again reason why we'll start a few more things for the channel. We'll start a few videos going forward. One thing I'm going to try to do as well going forward with this new start is try and kind of play through an entire game if people are interested in it. Obviously if not, I'll swap it up, but try and kind of play through one bit at a time rather than flicking between 4 or 5 different videos. Right, so explore the system and gather more resources until the engineer's office is repaired. So again, chance to go around quickly, try and gather up some of these resources. Again, I've got many options at the moment while the time ticks over. So again, in the game, it'll give you these like little periods of time where it'll take things to get repaired, something like that. It's like that's been repaired now. Other times it'll be wanting to kind of move on a bit quicker, so like I said, after so long your crew start to get a bit sick and tired of you being in the same sector for a while, and they will start to have an impact upon your morale. If your morale, as it was saying there, drops too low, you end up, as it says, kind of go in and get into a stage where you will have a mutiny or something like that. Right, so I'm going to start to clear out some of these rooms. I think I've got 2 teams, so I can do it at the same time. You can also, on some rooms, I don't know if I can do any of these yet, you can add crew. I guess I can't do it at the moment. You can add crew to improve the chances of improve the efficiency, that's what I want, of the rooms. Now you'll also see that because I'm at full capacity, so I haven't got many storage bays at the moment, that's showing as full, so it's I can't really collect anything else. I need to activate the live spot on deck 2, which is this one. So one was collecting resources just while they finish off, so I've got 4 turns. Might as well collect a few more resources and then I'll activate deck 2 and see what we can get hold of. Right, so I'm just going to hit that planet even though it doesn't seem to get anything there, just to, there we go, get that done. And what I will do in the meantime, deck 2. Oh, it's only because switching on, I didn't need to repair it. But I do need to repair that anyway, so I might as well get that starting to be repaired. And we'll start to build up the Voyager and repair things. Right, so I can't build anything at the moment because I'm still repairing those two. Right, now I can start to get some bits like rooms. So we have a little bit of building things, so crew, technology, combat, both technology and maintenance. I will try to build this layout as best I can as we go through, but we'll see how it goes. I've got one more cycle on that one. There we go. Open that up. So switching to replicator rations. So it will increase my morale, as it will tell. But what it will also do is eat my power a lot more. So basically half the power that I've got. And we've got a message looking at the caretaker. So we've got first option. As you see, some of these have got better outcomes than the others, so I can scan it. So scan the array, it's got 100% chance. It's probably the best one to do. And then you can work through what you've got to do. So depending on who you want to play through, you might have different ones. So that's had a success, so pleading to the humanity of it. And we can do that. So again, when I'm playing through this, I'm not going to play through exactly like the Voyager series did. I'm going to take our own decisions, and if there's some way of getting us home quicker, we might look at taking it as well. Again, if you do want to read through these, obviously you can slow it down and read through. So what I'm going to do is nab that to refuel. So we're at full, and then we will head to the main system. So now we've unlocked in this sector, our sector view, we've got a couple more systems. Sounds blocked at the moment, so we'll deal with the array first. So we'll head out to our first system. Oh, that's the wrong thing. So building some, that's what I wanted, crew. So I could start to improve these. It said it would stick rate its damage, so we could look at repairing that, as we've got plenty of resources for it. I believe at the moment our hull is fine. So as you can see, I've got 20 turns till we run out of fuel, and we'll scan all the things. So our mission is over there, so we may as well come through and pick these bits up on the way through. So we've got our first kind of research points we're going to gather. So we'll pick them up on the way through. Sick bay is now active, so that will help us if we get any injuries. Let's have a look. Ruined room, so we can either... So we will try and get the shields back online as we go. Because at some point we are going to need them. 30 research points in a minute. Well, I don't think we've actually got a lab at the moment, so we'll have a look. And let me see, have we got... We've got a science lab that we can repair, so let's get that repaired. Then one more cycle till that's done, so that will... We've got 38 that are quarterless, so we may need to get a few more rooms done for that as well. And then we'll head off to this one. So somewhere it'll tell me got 26. How much do these do each when I put them on? So I do 12. So I really need. How many of them do I need more? Oh, it says 26. So I need to get a good few more done. So while doing that, I'll tell you what, we'll just clear out a few of these ruined rooms. Yeah, do a few more ruined rooms and then we'll start repairing a few other bits. So I'm hoping I can go and somewhere, possibly not actually yet. Crew quarters. So get crew quarters, that'll accommodate 10 crew. It makes me a bit happier. Or I can go to emergency crew quarters and get them done to start off with. So you'll go through and there'll be lots of different things we can choose. So again, this has been rejigged since the release of the game, because I found that a few of the bits that it was asking for were a bit out of kind of order on them, so they were not being unlocked to right at the very end and you really wanted them at the start. So cleaning room gives more resources, battery compartment. Tell you what, I'm going to begin research on the battery compartment. I've never really used it much in the last one, but we'll see if that's kind of the way forward. And with that done, we've got phaser control room. Let's get that repaired. Try and keep getting a few of these on right. Let's start the mission. I have a little marquee radar. Yes. I'm interested to see the space combat as well, because I know they said they've improved that in kind of the way it looks and where different weapons fire from on the ship, so it's not all kind of coming out the centre in like a generic area. Check the energy impulses. And we'll do a level scan of the planet because we've got it, there's no reason not to. Right, prepare your way team. Who's this friendly looking ship in the Delta Quadrant? First introduction to Mr. Neelix. So, rebuild Voyager and explore the system. Skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. So it gives us a little bit of free time to again repair things and get stuff done, so you might as well go around, pick up the resources and get things back online. We do only have limited power though, so we don't obviously bring everything online at once. We are going to need these to stop being online. Then we'll start to repair a few of the decks if we get time to. So collect the resources from that. And looks like Miss Neelix is ready to talk to us. we haven't got enough to return for the show. Let's have a quick check on things that we can repair. Right, let's do that one. So, oh no, so air shuttle can't do torpedo bay. I was looking, that's the one I'm looking for. Get the torpedo bay looked at. Go on, and we'll now talk to Neelix. She's very impressed with our tomato soup. Let's send an away team. So while we're here, collect that and then head across back to Ocampa. So can't do any of that yet. Can we do any of these smaller ones? No. Nope, doesn't like it. So we can just repair the stuff that we've got and just clear out the rooms. So got Neelix, and then again looking down here we can look at kind of what we need. So security, the best one is 2 VOC to do, so that would cover that bit of it. And then looking through, so kind of diplomacy, especially as well. So looking through, there's not really any medical that we need, so Chakotay is probably the best one to send. 2 random people who probably beam down with us. So again, having a look through, seeing what we need. Chakotay will find we next, so we've got plenty of options for the next one. So you get your little rewards as well as you go through, depending on what it is. So Sandstorm's heading our way. So drop temporary shelter, analyze the area, and evaluate best course of action. So these both aren't particularly brilliant for us. However, that one is, I believe, oh no, that one is slightly better. It's got a lower threshold. So, analyze the area and let's see what we've got best cover. So, let 2 VOC see if it can save us. Not quite. So, we've got 15 health, so he's, again, a bit of damage on him. Reach assessment. How should we approach the people? Let Neelix do it. We could choose to do approach in a typical Starfleet manner, which we could use both of them for. So again, looking at the next thing, security we kind of need, so we'll go with them too. I've got a critical success. And we've got some morale. So no, I don't say with no bad intentions, offered water in exchange. So again, look at the next ones. Is Neelix? Neelix has got one of the best ones in there. So use those 2. Again, we're trying to get that critical one, but it didn't happen. Showed a risk on there, there isn't that much risk. And looking at these 2, so we can either visit in our hand, we could retreat. So that would give us some good options. So with that one, we can have a run, or we can appease and carefully withdraw. We get a decent reward for that as well. The good thing is we're going to get some experience with those ones, level them up, means we'll be a bit better than last time. And now we have saved Kez. So the caretakers provided companies with food and security. Right, we've got things to do, let's get back onto it. So recruit a doctor, and I think we recruited Kez, I'm not sure though. Hasn't told me I have. Unless I've missed that somewhere. Right, so looking at our laboratory. Stop our research into the small solar power, and that will take 3 turns to complete. I'm guessing then we'll need to in our workshop. Torpedo bay will be repaired soon. So while we're here, again, just have a little bit of a scout around and get things done as we go. Clear that room out, that'll be deck 2 fully cleared out. And now we can go to the workshop and start recruitment of the, the construction of the transporter signal amplifier. While that's doing that, how long till these get done? 1 cycle, so not long till they get repaired either. Grab that. Just push this at full again. Head over to there, and then if you don't need anything, we'll probably just hang around this bit until we get the last bits done. So I don't think, as I said, there's much else we can do apart from keeping clearing out these rooms for now. So another room is being repaired and the amplifier has been finished. Oh, sorry. See, what do I go for? If I'm going to get the crew happy, I need to get a few more image quarters, but I'd prefer to do that on the same deck or in the same area, if possible, rather than have them all spread around. So I'm going to leave that. No, because I still need the titanium to get a lot of things repaired. Right, so we'll let that tick over. Oops, sorry, no, I don't want it to tick over. I want to grab that and head over back to Ocampa, where we'll have another away mission. Right, so we have got Kez. So Kez, we're going down, so we would like some security, make it easier, and then somebody engineering based. Neelix gives us the best one at that, so we'll head down. So we're going to go to the next one. Should be enough. Reach the underground television temple amplifier. It's now possible to breach the security barrier. So use the amplifier to breach it. So we can either use that or saving the elixirs. Diplomacy, and go with that one. And then hopefully the diplomacy for this one will be... Oh, I missed something here. Why? I don't understand why I can't use any for that. Anyway. Right, so I need to get out of here. Use Tuvok. Analyze your tremors and fears pattern and recalibrate accordingly. There we go. Is an okay run through for that one. Obviously had one in the middle. Well, got Kez upgraded. And Balana has now been recruited. So trying to do some gene therapy on them. They should make, however, a full recovery. Alright, so then let's go back and head back to the caretaker. Right, so I can see if any of them updates on the space combat. Seems to have improved it all. Right, so that's here, so let's go for a Starfleet connection.
What are your orders, Captain?
Right, so attack, I've always found that targeting the weapons is the best option on it all. The pitch is running away.
Ability ready, Captain.
Don't tell any abilities yet. Shield hack, but
Ability ready, Captain.
what I could tell.
Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
Oh, hang on, yeah. Oh, it does have a charging up animation now. That means it's quite firing from the right place. Oh, it is. So that's what it was before. I said if you played it before, it.
Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
You'd have seen that he just fired from random places on the hull, basically, and didn't never use the phaser banks or anything like that. And all the phaser sort of like disruptors and stuff like all fired from the same bit. Right, looks like we're happy to leave. So flying back to the array, so we'll go there, grab that resource, and then head back to the array. There we are. Grab that. Again, we're not desperate for resources at the moment. Kind of ease you into it a little bit. Oh, we've got to warp into a planet now. We'll go on you. So you will also get, as you go through this little, that's my sword, you will get little missions that ask you to upgrade certain bits or build extra areas to reduce it. So again, can build a cargo room, can build a quarter. So what I'm going to do is just to satisfy them, build a cargo bay. Put it over there actually. And the ideal is that I want to try and keep it so everything's on one area. So what I'll do is, if I start building, wrong thing, start building crew quarters in these, I'll be able to use those. I'll be able to hopefully get them, well, we'll be able to get them 2 done. So, got that done. And for those of you who haven't played before, make sure you click these, because when you don't, it doesn't actually pass until you've done them. Try and realise on one of them and let it build, and then ended up losing out on a load of stuff because I didn't realise I actually had to press complete build. We'll just get those done while we're doing this mission. A nice friendly Kazon Raiders. Oh, and a Dreadnought. Charging weapons, right? First proper combat. Right, so again, let's look at these. So we've got base runners that dodges it, fires 2 simultaneous phaser salvos, and then hacking. So really want to fire that before that, don't you?
What are your orders, Captain?
Again, I think, I don't know if there's a way that you can then do the target manager. Again, I know in my last playthrough that I did,
Moving to attack the front, Captain.
we couldn't find a way to adjust who you targeted, basically.
Ability ready, Captain.
Alright, so that's ready, so we'll hold off although until we can get
Ability ready, Captain.
2 rocks ready.
Ability ready, Captain.
There we go. Why do I need to open that? Ah, that's why. Right, so defend those shields.
Moving to defend the port side,
Rotate.
Captain.
There's a base maneuvers at the Paris. That's better.
Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
Fire a torpedo.
An enemy is surrendered, Captain.
Excellent. The carry down. So just 2 should hopefully be easy
Enemy
pickings.
shields. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. An enemy is surrendered, Captain.
And looks like I managed to take them all out. And our hull is at 57%. Hopefully we'll start repairing that at some point. Possibly shrimp do my work. I must protect your compa. So the enemy reinforcements have arrived already. point where you could have chosen the second one, which is the quickest way to get home, where he accesses the controls and Tuvok sends him back home, but obviously that ends the thing straight away. So we are going to fire the tribal cult devices at the array and start our voyage into the Delta Quadrant. And our 70,000 light year journey begins. And we have made an enemy of the K-Zone. So we've got to the third system, so I'm trying to collect a few resources from this one really quickly. And then right, so we've got crew tier 2, inventory quarters. That's what we need. That'll give us a little bit more wiggle room. However, I will also click the right wheel, put a couple of more crew quarters down there as well. So deck 2, 3, 4, deck 5 will be our crew one. Grab that and then head to sector 3 and see what's in that last sector. So they're both built. Well, I have got 15 now. How? That's 20, so that's not going to be any good. I could repair the aero shuttle bay. From what I remember though, it's not going to give me a massive improvement. 5 to repair the shuttle bay, 35 for that one, 50. Right, so again, I don't want to do any of these either, can I? So best thing to do is probably bump it into getting that repaired and then clear the last or second to last bit on this one. So that's online and that's online. Power wise, we're still doing alright for power. Quickly scan all the things. I thought that was the end of the mission when we used tribal cult devices, but obviously not quite. We'll get this research one as well, because the research points, unless you find bits, do take a bit of time to generate. I was also aiming for the asteroid, not the research points. So we're going to coexist and come together. The Marquee crew have joined us, and I'm not sure because he hasn't quite put the uniform on yet. Also got some more. I think, are they on top of the 27 that came over? There we go, and there we go. Both in their Starfleet uniforms now. Right, so gonna leave that one there today. So out recording. I might just collect a few of the resources, but then I'll see you for the next episode. Right, thank you for watching.